Hello and welcome back to the Tuesday Checklist, the weekly show where we ditch the scripts and reveal our true, unfiltered selves for you to destroy in the comments, which is almost certainly going to happen this week, because Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy is out on PS4 right now, and that's a game where you shout objection lots. We thought we'd share our most objectionable gaming opinions for you to disagree with. We're not ashamed of what we believe. Nathan, you go first. I'm right behind you.
So my hopefully unpopular opinion has been brought into focus by a game I've been playing recently, which is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, From Software game. And what it's made me realise, something maybe I always truly believed inside, is that I don't think Dark Souls is very hard. But there's a really specific reason, and I am too sick of this debate, right? I'm sick of of reading people saying get good underneath videos, and I'm sick of like the elitism of Dark Souls. I think it's nonsense. And what I'm saying is, as someone who's completed Dark Souls, I don't think I'm very good at it, and I don't think it's a very hard game. And the reason that's come up in relation to Sekiro is that in Dark Souls, if it's hard, you can just level yourself until you're like God, you're like immortal, you're like invulnerable. You can be incredibly overpowered and you can sort of run through the game just like, one-hitting most of the... if you really wanted to, you could kind of spoil the game for yourself. You can adjust the level to make it as hard as you want. And in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, my new favourite game, you can only get more powerful, up your actual stats, your vitality and your attack power by defeating people who are quite difficult to beat anyway. So you can't, kill loads of little NPC guys and then go back to your bonfire and then go like, oh, now my health bar is like, it's not like miles and miles long. You have to defeat specific bosses to get prayer beads, and then you offer them at a shrine, and then you get more powerful. So you actually have to be good at the game in the first place in order to up your stats. And so I think, Rob, have you played Dark Souls?
I played it, but not
you should, because
near completion.
Well, it's not hard, so you should. That's what I'm telling you. And you should play it. And maybe you should have completed it.
Could you say though? Then that means that Sekiro is the Dark Souls of From Software.
No, but let's call it the Dark Souls of Dark Souls.
Is it the Dark Souls of Dark Souls?
Yeah, that's my unpopular opinion. Rob looks like he just wants to.
The comments have just blown up. They are on fire right now.
Sekiro, the Dark Souls of Dark Souls. Thank you, Rosie.
You're welcome. See, I'm here for you.
That's what I was thinking, but that's definitely the most annoying way of saying it. So yes, let's go.
Yes, I'm annoying.
Let's do it.
Right, okay, so for my entry, I'm going to say it's an unpopular opinion because every time I've spoken to someone about this topic, no one ever seems to agree with me, and they always say the game that's overall viewed as, let's say, the best one. And actually, I think I'm going to get an objection from someone in this room, which is very fitting for Phoenix right now. And my opinion is that Tekken Tag Tournament is the best in the Tekken series.
Well, yeah, obviously that's wrong. Obviously.
There we go. I knew it was going to be you, Nate.
Oh my God. Also, I will object to that as well.
You're going to object to that as well?
I'm not saying it's a bad game, but there's no way it's better than Tekken 3.
Tekken 3 is amazing. Do not get me. Tekken 3 is a fantastic fighter game, and it's definitely like up there, and I absolutely love Tekken 3 to pieces. And Tekken 2, I think for me, Tekken 3 and 2 is like, so
that's
close.
wrong as well. What are you doing?
What are you doing? You're wrong.
Rosie, this is all just falling apart.
my whole argument's just falling.
Yeah.
But okay, have you guys ever actually played Tekken Tag Tournament?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah.
Then you haven't, have you?
No, I have. I was just like, your whole argument rested on maybe they haven't played it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just maybe. Well, no, you've got a whole array of characters from like Tekken 2, Tekken 3, like all of them combined into this one game. You can fight them like together as teams, so it makes the battles a bit more challenging rather than just one opponent on one. Now you've got to kind of think, oh gosh, that character's getting low on health. Now I've got to swap it out for the other one. Okay. And you've got Tekken Bowl, which Tekken Bowl is a fantastic
you were doing so well.
minigame. Oh, Tekken Bowl's amazing. Apart from when you're like a robot, because they're very overpowered and it's not fair when you're a robot. But seriously, they get like that vision of like robot vision, and you can aim the bowling ball to go into the pin, and then you just get turkeys all the time. It's great. I'm talking about the bowling more than the actual fighting in Tekken Tag now. But it's like not only that, but Tekken Tag, you've got all the characters have their own like ending cutscenes as well, and I know they have done with like Tekken 3 and stuff as well. But I believe this was the first PlayStation 2 Tekken game, and looking at the quality of like the cutscenes on that, I remember just being mind blown as a kid, and there were so many of them, and it has the same kind of music they play on them, which was like a really swayy sort of credits song, and I still listen to it to this day. And I just think all in all, just it looks gorgeous, it fights so well, and I just think it's so much fun that it's my personal favourite Tekken game.
Well, you've done a decent job actually there.
What, in like justifying myself?
Defending the indefensible. Do you know, when we came up with this title, Rosie, I thought there's nothing that I care about that much. No one's going to get a rise from it. And straight in. Oh my God.
That's whenever I talk about, because obviously I love Tekken as a series, and whenever I talk to someone about it, everyone always says, oh, Tekken 3 is easily the best one. And I'm just like, I agree, it's fantastic, but
you don't agree, Rosie, do you?
Yeah,
but what about Tekken Tag Tournament? Like, come on, guys, it's a fantastic game. But I know a lot of people are still going to say Tekken 3 is the best one, and I do not blame them for that, but
Tekken 3 isn't only the best Tekken game, it's the best fighting game.
I think
in the world.
In the world.
Oh dear. Got unpopular opinions happening over this
yeah.
side now.
Oh, now you've Rob, I don't know how to respond to that. Now you're just shaking your head, just like you can't beat that. It is one of the best fighting games in the world. I'll certainly give it that. But
take 2 words out of that sentence.
But no, just Tekken Tag Tournament, I just think it's so fantastic. I think it's the best Tekken game, but now when you're bringing in the argument of like the best Tekken game or the best fighting game in the world, it's complicated, because I would also say Tekken 3 is like one of the best fighters in the world, but I'm also like, but I think in the series Tekken Tag's the best one, so does that make... Rob, you've completely now unbalanced my argument.
You've got to hold on to your beliefs, Rosie.
For the sake of argument, I'm going to say that Tekken Tag Tournament is just the fine, Rob. It's the best fighter in the world.
Well, you've made it go insane.
There you go, Rob. I'm mad with opinionated power that I'm unsure about now.
Okay, my unpopular opinion is that Triss is an entirely unacceptable choice if you are playing The Witcher 3.
Ooh.
I agree.
Okay, good. All right, so I've just got 2 people left to convince.
Wow.
Who's Triss?
I'm glad you asked. She's
Tell
a
me more.
super dull character.
Okay.
So she is legendary in Witcher history. She's, I think, rubbish. Like, she makes me very disappointed. She's like allergic to potions, which I think is a really boring thing for her to be. And she was like an early love for Geralt. And just forget your early loves. They're never good. Just write them off. And then he had amnesia, and that's why he fell in love with her, which I maintain is he forgot how cool he was, and that's the only reason he fell in love with her. And I also think, you know, one of the things I really don't like about her is she's an introductory factor for Dandelion, who is another character.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you on
that
Dandelion.
I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Whereas Yennefer, she's just the coolest person ever. One, she looks awesome, which is really important, I think, particularly in, say, The Witcher 3, where, I'm sorry, but you look hideous all the way through it when you're Geralt, because they just have terrible armour for him. So he starts off in really good stuff, and then he starts wearing really, like, jokishly medieval stuff all the way through, and pretty much everybody looks like that, which just really disappoints me, and meant that I wore really basic armour for like half the game until I was just getting one hit by everything and was like, fine, I'll put that stripy like jerkin on. Never happy. But she looks cool the whole time. She's got a very cool, like, I don't know, witch style outfit on. I like that she looks good. That's very important to me. She also introduced us to Bathtub Geralt, which this might be a controversial
I've seen
opinion.
that scene. That's one of the only things of the witches that I've heard of.
I'm glad that's all you know.
Nothing else. I've just heard that you could put him in a bathtub or something like that.
When I realised the backstory with Yennefer, even though I felt like she was like quite mean and manipulative and sort of gaslighting me.
That's kind of the best stuff about her.
Right, yeah. I was like, well, I guess I did love you first, even though I've forgotten, horrible lady, so sure, I'll be with you forever. And then I had to, and then I was like slapping people down all the way through the DLC, you know,
Yeah.
like, because I'd made my choice.
This is what I did, yeah. Every time Triss appeared, I was just like, no. Whatever you're doing, no.
Don't tempt me.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Rob? What was the basis for your decision?
Again, I didn't really know much about the lore. I just felt like a sense of, I guess, loyalty to Yennefer. Because I guessed that, okay, Yennefer is in a relationship with Geralt at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And it's Triss is there as a choice away from that. And I was like, well, no. Yennefer is Geralt's partner.
Right.
I won't betray that. Apparently you can choose both. In which case they both get your own back on you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you learn the hard way.
In a very comical cutscene.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my, maybe not here so unpopular opinion, but apparently on Twitter, it makes people very angry.
Okay, so my unpopular opinion is that
I'm excited.
DMC Devil May Cry, i.e. the Ninja Theory Devil May Cry,
Oh no.
is my favourite Devil May Cry game.
Is that the one that's purely Nero?
No, it's the rebooted one. It's the Ninja Theory reboot from 2013.
Rob, what have you done?
I know.
And I thought it was brilliant. I honestly don't think, if you're looking at it through like an unbiased critical lens, you can't disagree that it's a fantastic game. The combat in it is on a par with anything in the Devil May Cry series. The story has a lot more nuance to it than the other Devil May Cry games. Like the facial capture, the performances in the game are really top notch. I mean, Ninja Theory is very good at that type of thing. We've seen them do it with Enslaved, with Hellblade especially. They've got a very high pedigree when it comes to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the art direction in that game, I maintain, is some of the best art direction I've ever seen in a video game still to this date. Like, some of the boss battles in it are fantastic. It sort of goes away from the gothic sort of obviously demon style of the original Devil May Cry series. So whereas in the main series the demons all look like demons, in DMC they're all people, but sort of demonic people, and they've got that sort of evil bubbling underneath them that's sort of bursting out, and they're like Mundus, like the head demon, is like a big businessman.
Yeah.
And Bob Barbas, he's my favourite boss in the whole game. He's like a news anchor. Oh, it's an incredible game. The way the environment is part of your enemy as well. The way it's all beautifully put together architecturally. And it is fantastic. And
That's it.
that's it. It's a brilliant game.
But his hair was different, Rob.
Yeah, his hair was
his hair was
different.
People
different.
didn't like it, did they?
And I remember a terrifying thing about it actually was, back when it came out, I was still doing freelance games writing, and I reviewed it for Games Master magazine, rest in peace. And my review was actually the first ever published review of DMC Devil May Cry. You rarely go first, and you get like, or you can talk to other people who've played the game. You can get a sort of an idea of where your opinion falls in the vast spectrum of other opinions.
Yeah.
But with this one, like, my opinion was the first one out the gate, and so that was terrifying. Like, I was terrified that I liked the game so much.
Yes.
Oh my god, this could be the end of me. What if everyone else thinks it's terrible? And like, so I sort of chickened out and gave it an 89. When really I should have given it.
What would you give it now?
A 90. Like, I wanted to give it a 90. I was like, bang, this is a 9 out of 10
So you went
game. This
that
is
1%
brilliant.
lower.
I was like,
Just that 1%.
everyone thinks I'm terrible. and gave it an 89 instead, which is still a 9 out of 10, isn't it?
No,
No,
it's 8 out of 10 now. That's it. You got 8 at the start now. They're not
Yeah.
going to care about that. 89.
I'm genuinely shocked about this, but what I'm shocked about is that you've admitted it. You know what I mean? Because people.
Well, admitted what? That I like DMC.
Yeah, and the DMC crowd is on the up at the moment because DMC 5 was so good. You know
Whether or not you think DMC is within the spirit of the original series is like, it's neither here nor there when you're judging a game specifically on its own merits. The metaphors are not subtle either. You know, it's like, oh, the demon is a businessman. Oh, it's nothing subtle about that at all.
the demon all along.
And I do love all the other Devil May Cry games as well. I just think DMC is my favourite one. But yeah, that's my unpopular opinion. Deal with it.
It's an interesting shot. They made an interesting choice to have Geralt kind of weirdly straddling a bathtub, and you can't see anything, but it's still a very disturbing scene nonetheless.
Wait, he straddles it.
Well, he's kind of got his legs hanging over the edge.
Wait, what? I thought it was just him sat in a bathtub.
It is pretty. He's got like his feet over the edge and his arms over the edge and stuff.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he's full on lounging in the bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very
Lounging in
erotic.
the bath.
Lounging in the bath.
can't go wrong with a bit of bathtub Geralt. So let us know if you agree with us in the comments, and feel free to share your very own objectionable opinions. Then give us a like, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to make sure you stay up to date with everything from PlayStation Access.
For the players.